This is a podcast presented by
Hard to Find Media.
Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it.
It's Tady's Day
Boy, we were excited. You can sense it.
I heard he had a whole block of brie last night. That's really coming back to get him.
What it would be like to be not on a Ferris wheel, but a great wheel.
So we are now rotating.
So how do you feel about buskers?
I'm pretty into buskers.
You are.
I am.
Here's the deal with salads.
We'll get to the baking of a cake. It's a little boring.
Kind of.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tady's Day Out. This is a show that delivers comedic and irreverent reviews of all the best attractions Seattle has to offer. Every single one of them. If you're like, yeah, you're only on the 12th episode. Hey, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I, for one, am so glad you're back. Otherwise, who would I be talking to? I'd just be looking at a microphone in my bedroom. Studio. It's a bedroom. This episode is a doozy. Amy Cotlow is back, and we're joined by our good friends Pow and Jesse. The four of us were also in the company of young ones Ellie B and Ruby. These are two amazing kids that Jesse and Pow often babysit. They had plans to go to the zoo. I thought I'd pop on with them, and it was fun to have them along, and we really got to see the zoo through childlike eyes. Sometimes, I've seen a panda, I've seen a tiger, but when they're like, whoa. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. I don't know why I have to explain it to you. Before we jump in, I just want to tell everyone that I'm on Twitter now. I know, I've never had a Twitter account my entire life, but I thought, hey, maybe this will help me grow a little bit, and it's at Tady's Day Out, same as my Instagram. Pretty simple. On Twitter, I'm mostly going to be retweeting podcast-based stuff or Seattle stuff and updates from time to time. You'll also be able to find those on my Facebook. And my Instagram, as you hopefully know, has pics and clips of the actual outings. I just want to take a moment to say if you enjoy the show and think other people might, please tell them about it. Spread the word, tell your friends and family, I'd be ever grateful. And if you don't like the show, tell an enemy about it. Tell them, and man, they will just hate this show and curse you for making them listen to it. Alright, enough about me. Let's talk about the Woodland Park Zoo.
Woodland Park Zoo isn't just a place you visit.
It's alive with excitement.
Powerful, primitive, and preened one day.
And acrobatic, alpine, and aerial the next. You'll never experience the same zoo twice.
So come see what's new today.
And catch the cheetahs before they speed off.
Visit zoo.org to plan your trip.
Presented by the Seattle Times.
Hello to my guests. Pow.
Happy to be here.
Jesse.
Hi, Joseph.
And Amy's here. Amy Cotlow.
Hi.
And the four of us went to Woodland Park Zoo today on this sunny Saturday Memorial Day weekend. And we were lucky enough to take along with us Ellie B and Ruby, two children that were in your charge today, who you babysit on a regular basis.
Yeah, one of them is 6 and the other is 3. They go by the nicknames of the Goon and...
No, they're both goons. Yeah, just like Goon 1 and Goon 2.
The Goon.
That's what their parents call him.
Oh,
their dad in particular.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
They were awesome to go to the zoo with. Ellie B took a liking to me, and hey, likewise, Ellie B. That's great. They're here.
Ellie B, this is my boyfriend.
Hi. What's your name? Ellie B. Nice to meet you.
This is Ruby.
Ruby. Hi. I'm Joe.
Do you think she wants you to push her head like that?
it was amazing to watch. It's great. It was the same thing with the Science Center and my niece. Going to a zoo with a child and seeing it through their eyes is very fun. Even though whenever we would mention an exhibit, Ellie never wanted to go to that exhibit until we were there when she needed to get to the front and absolutely loved it, which I guess that's a kid thing.
And that's actually the first place that we took her, like our first like LEB date was when we took her to the Pacific Science Center.
Yeah.
So we like to use her as an excuse to like see the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's what I use this podcast for.
Yeah. We use kids.
Yeah, we use kids. Great. Hey, whatever works for you. I was very excited to go to the Woodland Park Zoo with you two. Specifically, Amy, I'm always excited to be around you. Mm-hmm. Because you are connoisseurs of the zoo. Tell me about your experiences there and why you love it so much.
And do you need a map when you go there?
And you're even members. Is there a map sitting in anyone's head, pal?
Well, we are members of the zoo because we go there so often. And maps, who needs them? I mean, I know exactly where to go when we get there. I like to attribute my sense of direction to my old days. I still do play video games and stuff like that. So, adventure games like Zelda, role-playing games, any of those things. Like,
that's amazing.
That totally makes sense to me.
You need a map and you need to know where to go, and I kind of view life like that.
And it makes total sense why I don't know where we are in the zoo, because I don't play video games and I'm not good at them. So I look around while he thinks about where we're going.
I had no idea where we were in the zoo because I've been there only a few times, but also I'm not good with anything like that whatsoever. Amy does all the mapping, including using maps on the phone. I'm also not good at that whatsoever.
Yeah, if we're going somewhere, I mean, it's as simple as taking a map out and looking at it on your phone.
Yeah, what?
He's
the
not
phone?
good at that?
Googling things,
Whatever. I use Bing.
Ooh.
Bing. So,
do you really use Bing?
No.
Okay.
No one uses Bing. I use Yahoo.
I was internally judging you for a moment, so I just wanted
internal
to make
Bing
sure
judging you.
Okay.
So, for the listener, and I love my listeners, you are both engaged to be married this summer.
Woo.
That's exciting.
It's actually in less than 8 weeks.
Less than 8 weeks.
Who's counting?
Oh my God.
I am counting.
If the listener wants to show up to your wedding, what's the time and where's it at? Just kidding. Don't reveal that information.
People ask us that all the time.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. You can't invite yourself to someone else's wedding.
They're mostly my teenage students.
Oh, right, because you teach at a high school around here.
Yeah.
I also don't want to... I'm not trying to get you all stocked, just in case there's one listener out there that's
really
insane.
enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
It's me. So, while you were courting, on your first date, you both went to the zoo, and it's been love at first zoo ever since with both of you.
Yeah, I think I have been going to the zoo since I was a little kid. My dad used to take me all the time in Portland when I was growing up, and so that was just kind of like a regular family trip that I always looked forward to, and that was just a really soft place in my heart. And so when I moved to Seattle 6 years ago, I didn't really feel like I had somebody to do a lot of the exploring with, so I did a lot of that on my own. But the zoo wasn't a place it's not really the best place to go on your own, to like a solo date to the zoo.
It's almost
you go on your own?
Creepy.
No.
Maybe it's creepier if you're a dude.
Yeah,
I think,
but it's also just sad to go to the zoo by yourself, right? It looks like you're looking at children and animals by yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
And enjoying yourself.
I love animals.
Yeah.
I like the reptile house.
I did do a lot of pointing at children today.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we're in a group of adults. We had children and you and I were hugging.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay for me to be like, oh, cute baby. Versus
while we're hugging?
Yeah, versus versus being by myself with a ball cap on and being like, cute baby.
You never wear ball caps.
That's exactly why I don't.
Who calls them ball caps?
Me. Because I don't wear them. What are they called? I don't know.
Baseball hats.
Baseball hats, you watch it.
So when Pal and I started courting, it was his idea to take us to the zoo 4 years ago on my birthday. And I think that just started to become a tradition. We started going more and more often. I think 2 years into the relationship, like I decided there was a day where we went and I said like I think I'm going to become a member today. And it was like a big freaking deal. It was kind of like getting your library card for the first time. Where
I
it's like
love the library.
You sign it, you actually get your picture taken for this one. And, I was like very, very proud. Which is embarrassing for me to say.
Woodland Park Zoo, you get your picture taken?
Oh, yeah, it's on the back of the membership card.
Yeah, so on the back of that card, it's just like this, you have this old, what do you call it? Just eyepiece that was like, here's your photo. It's a little black and white, 2 megapixel photo. That's like,
it's a really terrible picture, like the one on like a Costco membership card.
Yes,
where it's like black and white spots that make up a face.
My Costco membership card when I got one when I was 20 was right. I went there right after I had been to the doctor and got terrible news. It really after I got through that day and my life, is fine. It's great. Whatever. I'm fine. I would look at that picture and I had like 1,000-yard stare as if I had just had the worst thing happen to me, and I hated showing it anytime I went in.
Do you still have that? I would love to
No, I lost it in a move once.
Lost it.
Dark day. Not really. It's fine. Everything. I got a great deal on a TV at Costco that day. Yeah. So a membership is... So
go down the deals hole.
Yeah. So let's go. Speaking of deals, I love value. That's true. I love a good value.
Oh, speaking of Fred Meyer trip, let's get into that later.
Oh, we will talk about Fred Meyer. I'm so glad you brought that up. But first, how much is a membership, and what comes with it, you guys?
So a membership I think is about $49 per person, and you get in for free every time you come. And I think you get 2...
Is it $49 a year?
Yes. Yep. And you get 2 guest passes, which are, I think, half off. Yeah, you also get, like, a discount on wild lights, which is, like, the holiday lights.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But you go to the zoo so frequently. Before today, when was the last time you went?
We probably went for your birthday.
2 weeks ago.
Didn't you go like 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
There was a day that we were supposed to do this originally.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. But yes, you guys had a hell of a time at the DMV, and I was also quitting caffeine that weekend. I was on my 3rd day, and I think I was in dire straits, and you also had a terrible time, and it was better that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That you guys had some time to yourselves to decompress.
Yeah, speaking of bad photos, got that one in the mail. It's a really expensive enhanced ID that I'm going to have for like 10 years.
Is it 10 years?
It's a really long time. It's like extra close. It's not good, you guys.
Speaking of pictures, one of my favorite things about your outings to the Woodland Park Zoo is Pao takes amazing photos. Side note, Pao is also the person who designed my logo, which still thinks a billion. It's amazing. He takes amazing photos of the animals, and I'll try to post some from the day that we were out. But it's really cool every time you go. Just amazing shots. Do you sell those to National Geographic? Because you should. Even though they're in a zoo. It's like, you know what I mean. They're professional.
Thanks, man. I mean, photography is always a hobby, so I have my camera with me everywhere I go. But especially with the zoo and seeing the fun animals that I like to take photos of. Selling-wise, I don't really. There has been some people that are like, oh, I like that photo. Can I actually buy it? And this is before I was really kind of charging for photos or this and that. So I never actually ended up selling any pictures or anything, but I do have them. But I guess my claim to fame here is that Woodland Park Zoo, their account on Instagram does follow me, and they do like some pictures. So
they've also reposted some of your photos as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, you do some photography professionally for people.
Absolutely.
So it's like, dude, it's high grade.
And so why shouldn't you sell your photos?
Oh, you're going to sell your photos. If you want to buy a photo from Pal,
right
please email me at tadiesday@gmail.com.
All right.
I remember the first trip we went on, though, like the photos that he took, that was the first time I had seen his like animal photography side. And so he took these like really majestic photos of the lion. And I remember I think we ended up getting them like framed or like printed on canvas. And it blew me away.
They're amazing.
But then now every time we go, like he's still takes pictures of every animal every time. So
you never know when you're going to get that perfect shot.
yeah,
That's the thing about photography.
I feel like we know them better than other people, and it's almost embarrassing. Like if you want to know the names of the hippopotamus, what's the plural for hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus. You hippopotamus know that. You go to the zoo enough.
With a T?
Yeah.
No.
Just ignore him.
Anyways,
I know he's the host, but
Hey, with the most.
I feel like we've kind of
like if I were to say the name Carson, what animal comes to mind?
Oh, he's the red panda.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, he's my personal favorite animal that we visit, and
we got amazing view of him today. He was very active.
Yeah, that was at
That's
about
super
like
rare, by the way.
20% hit rate of seeing him.
Whoa.
Active, yeah.
Nice.
He's usually sleeping.
So I'm in the upper percentile of that at this moment.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means.
It was a very lucky scene to
so could you just like rattle off the names of and the animals that they are? Like you
Not
got
all of
Carson,
them.
the red panda.
It's only because there's this one old lady who volunteers at the zoo, and she happens to always like be circulating around the exhibit that we're in, and she's always talking to somebody because she just loves the zoo so much, and she loves talking to people. So we just stand there and like listen to her school other people about the animals until they walk away, and then I inch my way closer and closer to her.
Say what?
And then I ask her all the questions that I want to know about, like when there was like the baby lions. You know, there was a pride of baby boys, and we found out that as soon as they grow their manes, the dad absolutely kicks them out of the pride because he feels threatened by them. Like all that kind of stuff that I didn't know before. She wears like a khaki vest, you know. So I want to say her name's Rose or something. I didn't see her today, but that's kind of how we found out most of our knowledge is because like we just listen to the old ladies who volunteer there.
And isn't you told us the giraffe there is pregnant? One of the giraffes.
Yeah.
There's a new baby gorilla.
Yola.
Newish. Yeah, Yola.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Very cute. Very active. Loves right up on the glass playing with those kids.
Oh yeah.
Very intense. While the parents were like sleeping
Yeah.
like nobody's business.
Yeah.
They're actually concerned that Yola is more concerned about people than she is interacting with other gorillas. That like she's
And who told you this? That lady.
Yeah, I think her name's. I'm just going to call her Rose for the podcast because I think that's her name.
Hey,
and
by
if it's
any other
not,
name.
it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're worried that Yola was like raised by humans so much to the fact that she like doesn't really socialize with other gorillas.
They call
She
that reverse
loves the
Tarzan.
spotlight.
Reverse Tarzan.
I didn't hear what you said.
That's
I'm just
okay.
pretending like I did.
Yeah.
The important thing is that the listeners heard it.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
They're gonna click the Wikipedia link for that now. If not, we're gonna make it.
So do you think that going to the zoo with Ellie B and Ruby, how do you feel about that as a different experience than just going by yourselves?
It's way different. This is only the second time we've been to the zoo with kids, and I don't want to say it's less enjoyable, but it's like because you have to worry about two other human beings and their manners and like their hygiene and
their extreme needs,
things like that.
Their sudden needs of things,
Yeah.
such as I suddenly want a popsicle. More than anything in the entire world.
Yeah,
because that kid has one.
Yeah, because that kid had one, and I need it. Including, they have a Ninja Turtles popsicle, which you said, do you like the Ninja Turtles? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Does
was a
she?
total
She
lie.
loves
I think she
Princess.
knew that if she said yes, that I would get her a Ninja
Right.
Turtles popsicle.
Right.
Well, more like hello, parents. Right? This is completely.
Yeah, this
what you're
is.
dealing
Yeah, while we never like say this out loud, I think it's fun to try on the parent hat.
Oh, yeah. I definitely like that's one of my things about being an uncle, but you get to hand them back. And today, Ellie B, befriended me very quickly. I gave her shoulder rides. I'm like, all right. But I'm also, there's also the tenacity from that child of, look at me, do what I want. Let me bend your finger backwards as hard as I can. But I got strong fingers.
To be honest, I did get kid burnt out pretty fast today.
Mm-hmm.
I was
So
like,
it wasn't
oh my
just
god,
the
hey
sun.
you guys! And then it wasn't just what?
The sun.
No, I mean, it definitely was a combination.
Mm-hmm.
The sun just came out here in Seattle. If
Yeah.
people are curious, and so
We've been out in it a lot, but I am tuckered.
yeah. But yeah, I was like, I kind of had to draw back maybe after like 30 minutes. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, and I think
there are other adults here to take care of them.
Well, and I think it would be one thing if you had a baby strapped to you who's not speaking to you. It's like, yeah, this is great. But yeah, two kids who can run and jump and speak and poop, at the same time.
Tell me more about the pooping.
It happened. It definitely happened today.
Oh, did it?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I had to ask the question, do you wipe or do I wipe?
That's a decent question.
Well, I got it. I trust them. I trust that they know the routine.
I also don't know what ages kids become capable of certain things.
Right.
Such as that.
Agreed. Yeah. She looked right up at me and she smiled. She said, "You wipe." So I was like, all I was thinking in my head was front to back.
For how
that's great.
They had very powerful wills, especially LEB, but they were pretty well behaved.
Yeah.
I felt I had fun with them. It wasn't stressful insofar as they won't listen. It was just they have a lot of energy,
for sure.
But it was also really fun.
Look! Come on, Ruby. No, look! It's a big spot over here.
It's over here. Oh, there he is. It's hot out. He's sleeping in the shade. I want to sleep in the shade, don't you?
I got to sleep in the shade in my house.
Houses are mostly shade, huh?
Houses are all shade.
No, they're really good kids, and I kept hearing other kids cry, and I wanted to say to LEB, like, see how good you are that you're not doing that.
Right.
But I knew that then every time a kid would cry from now on, she'd be like, see, you're a bad kid, and I'm a good kid.
Right.
So I told myself not to compare the two.
She does have a sense of right and wrong that was very funny. When you said kind of a joke, and we all laughed, and she turned to me and she was like, it's not nice to laugh at other people. And I was like, well, she told a joke. It's okay. Like, we're all laughing. She's laughing. And she's just like, rolled her eyes. And was like, I don't know.
She's become a student this year for the first time. So she's in kindergarten. So she's like become this learner. So now I think she feels very like ready to share her opinion on things.
And she's well read.
Yeah, I'm actually
Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah, did that come up?
Bernstein Bears. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm actually really surprised that Donald Trump didn't come up because that usually comes up unprovoked on a regular basis.
Yeah, what did she say?
Really?
What did she say?
She reminds me how much of a butt face that he is.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's get kids into politics.
Yeah.
And put them back in the coal mines.
Yeah. And she goes to public school, too. I mean, they're not holding anything back.
Yeah. Push the button by each animal and really listen. And listen to how it really sounds. Can you imitate it? Pigs. The zoo was hopping today. That is the most people I've seen at the zoo ever, because this is one of like 3 times I've been to the zoo. And the other times were in October when it was cloudy.
This is like as bad as it gets. This is definitely like one of the most crowded days I think we've ever been to, right?
Definitely. I think there's a lot of variables that kind of came to play today. One, like, it was a gorgeous day, right? High 70s, and you look at the forecast for the next couple of days, it's thunderstorm, rain. So, hey, people are here for Memorial Day, let's go.
Right.
And it was just busy, full of parents and kids.
Strollers. You love strollers at the zoo.
Oof. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Today was our first time pushing a stroller.
Strollers at the zoo sounds like a parenting pamphlet.
To be honest, that's like one thing we talk about every time we go is like, why do you bring the stroller to the zoo? Like, if you can't carry your child or it can't walk, like, you shouldn't be here. Like, I've said that out loud, even though I know it's like terrible and bitchy to say it. And then today, I remember, like, as soon as we were loading up the car, Rachel's like, well, here, you should probably bring the stroller just in case for Ruby because she won't walk the whole time. And I was like, damn it.
And you kind of puked in your mouth a little bit.
Well, and she taught me how to use it, and I was like, I'm going to forget this in a second. Pal, like, instantly had it memorized. Like, he, like, popped it open like he had done it a million times when we got there. I was, like, still unclicking the car seat.
Might as well be a map.
Right?
Yeah.
And I definitely, like, while I didn't feel, like, stressed out by pushing the stroller, I was just like, you know, the idea that we had to park it multiple times, put on brakes, and not leave valuables in it, I was like, this is just, that was an added
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big thing to carry around.
Yeah.
Or roll around.
Yeah.
We're having fun. So I grew up in Bellevue, Nebraska, which in Omaha, right nearby city. Bellevue, Nebraska is a suburb of Omaha, which is the biggest city in Nebraska. Quite big. And it has, I believe, the second biggest zoo in the country there, called the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo, which is absolutely incredible. And we had memberships growing up. We would go to the zoo all the time. And my neighbor, she was this older woman named Jenny Boyd, who was kind of like a surrogate grandmother. She worked there. I mean, always just sort of let us in for free anyway and give us memberships. And we loved it. I still have pictures of us at the zoo, and they had an IMAX theater there that we would go to constantly, and huge, like, jungles. There was a huge living jungle and a rainforest cafe. So there was the jungle that we went through here, but it was tenfold, like 4 stories high. They also had a living desert that you could walk through.
Wow. And
they had an aquarium there where it was one of those tunnels that you walk under and it's all clear. Mm-hmm. And that used to scare the crap out of me as a kid, because there would be sharks right above me, and I was, this glass is going to break. Yeah. And I would watch Jaws and stuff, and then, I mean, Amy, what wasn't I scared of as a kid? I'm scared of everything.
Thinking of the jokes,
I think there's something to be said about the way you perceived the zoo when you were a kid, and then when you go back as an adult, you're like, even to the same zoo, it's just like, but then none of this is the same. The fact that you're like bigger and all of a sudden you walk through the same tunnel and you're like, oh, there's some fish above my head.
Absolutely.
And I definitely had that the last time Pau and I went back to Portland. We went to the zoo, which I spoke about, like we went with my dad. And I went to all like the same, exhibits that I grew up going to. And I like expected them to be exactly the same and it give me the exact same feeling that I had when we went through all of them. And I kept going to each of them. I'm like, but they changed the sign over here. But the polar bear has a different toy.
Right.
Wait, but they moved the elephants over here. It was like a totally different experience where it was like it was supposed to be exactly the same.
Aww.
And that's like one of the hardest things for me about zoos is like when they get changed or like more developed for like a new generation, I feel like it loses a little bit of like the childhood sense for me.
I feel like that is true with a lot of things, just being grown up. It's like if you watch a movie that you remember watching a ton as a kid, but you haven't seen it since then, and you're like, this is terrible and kind of horrible. Like, especially movies from the 80s or 90s where you're like, that's sexist and racist. And you're more focused on things like that and the production values, and there's no plot. And as a kid, you're just like, movie.
Yeah.
Movie.
And like, so last night we went to Central Cinema and we saw Back to the Future.
Oh, if you're about to talk S on Back to the Future...
No, but is it like I remembered when I grew up?
Yes.
No.
That movie is magical.
I'm not saying it's not magical.
1.21 gigawatts.
That's exactly how many gigawatts, that Doc needed.
Fuck, I love that movie.
But when we got home, as soon as we got home, Pau said the same thing he said the last time we watched it, was like, there's so many loopholes in this movie.
Oh, yeah. It makes...
And I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard this before. And he like starts like he gets right onto his like nerd websites at home and is just like looking up like loopholes like in the movie. And I'm like,
you're just like ruining it for yourself.
Exactly. And I'm like I don't want to hear it.
You're not wrong. People. So I love the show Doctor Who, and if you get on the boards with that, people are discontinuity and this, and really, if you think about it, like this episode from years ago, it doesn't. And it's like, do you want to watch the show or not?
Right.
I could do that too because I can get really into that minutia, but I just want to. With time travel, I feel like I can't because it's never going to make sense anyway because no one knows.
Yeah, you got to suspend your disbelief for the entertainment value.
I mean, he's in a friggin' DeLorean.
Yeah,
and it makes fire, baby.
That's great.
You should do a Central Cinema episode with these two.
I was already planning on it. Yeah. Listeners, a sneak peek.
Yeah, by the way, if you go on Groupon, you can buy a 10-pass punch card for like $40 or $50.
Let's get our Groupon.
So it's
I think I saw that and thought of you. Of course, you already have it.
I've had 4 of them. I've already gone. That's what we use to pay our admission.
I really wish the listeners could have seen your head, like the excitement and your eyes brighten when you said I had 4 of them.
Here's the only thing, though. The service there is really terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, save that for the episode.
Okay.
Oh, we'll save it. Let's talk about value, babe.
Did anyone bring a thermos of wine today?
Well, I thought somebody was thirsty for some coffee, so in my coffee mug was some rosé.
Yeah, Pal. This is like Pal's new thing. Like it's only like a 2-week-old tradition. Like last week for my birthday, we went to Bainbridge Island, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, so we missed the first ferry that we tried to get onto, and so we had to like sit in the hot sun, like terrible for 30 or 45 minutes.
Another hot day.
And I'm like sweating. I've got like papaya oil on my skin. I'm trying to bake as much as I can in the sun. Pal's playing video games in the car, obviously in the shade. And I like pop my head in just to like say hi. And he hands me like the thermos and he's like, hey, do you want some cold brew? I looked at him and like, you know how much I don't like cold brew. He's like, no, just try it. I was like, I really don't want any cold brew. He's like, okay, it's not cold brew, but you just try it.
Why did you choose cold brew?
Right? Yeah.
Well, why not iced green tea, or what is the mango green tea that you like?
Matcha green tea cans from Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm, those are good. They have wheat in them, but they're good.
Coming back in stock on June 1st.
Wow.
Yeah, those ETAs aren't always.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, babe.
But so I took a sip and I was like, you, babe. You poured cold rosé into my coffee thermos and we're on our way to Bainbridge. And the smile on his face was just priceless.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
So today he was like, do you want some... I can't remember what you asked me today, but I was like...
you wanted coffee.
And I said, no, I just had some. You know, it's like, I don't want any freaking coffee. And he's like, it's not coffee. It's like, you again.
He's not... The reveal has not gone according to plan both times, but
welcome
it's
to
still
Pal's
awesome.
humor.
That's
Look,
exactly it.
I want to circle back real quick. I love the rosé. I want to say this about Back to the Future. So maybe I don't have as big of a problem with it because I've watched it every few months for my entire life since I've seen it. That's absolutely true. I had one poster.
When do you have time?
Oh, babe.
When's the last time you watched this movie?
Probably like 2 months ago.
Where was
I have it on my computer. I don't know. Where the fuck are you ever? Probably doing something worthwhile. I mean, I had one poster in my room, in my apartment when I moved back, and it was a Back to the Future poster that I got for $8 at the Wall of Frames place or whatever on the Ave in the U District.
See, it's a deal, so you remember the price.
That might as well have been a steal. So that's all I wanted to say about Back to the Future.
Do you still have that poster?
No, I got rid of it when I moved in with my girlfriend who wanted to decorate our apartment like adults, and I don't blame her. So did I. I love our place.
For the record, we never had a conversation where I was like, you have to get rid of that.
That's absolutely true. I just didn't want to bring it because that time was over. And my apartment wasn't decorated cool. There was like 3 things on the wall from Goodwill and a bed that they gave me. A mattress.
But had he asked to put up the Back to the Future poster, would you have put it up?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I maybe like would have put it like in the closet.
I can read a room. You know what I mean? Especially a room this well decorated. Thank you, baby.
I mean, if it was a deal breaker, sure. I'm sure we would have figured it out.
No.
We would have had to get it framed.
Yeah. Man, if I had known that.
You would have spent $400 to get a poster framed?
Absolutely.
So that's $408.
Yeah. Oh, man. You guys, thank you so much. It was an amazing day out. It was really nice to hang out with those little ones and be in the sun and watch cool animals and read all about them. Read all about it.
Extra.
So thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Pal,
Thank you.
you're the best. Jesse,
Thanks, you guys.
you're the best. Amy, you're better than both of them. Ooh, oh, they're still here. All right, guys. Listeners, thank you so much. I hope you go out there and make it a great day. We'll see you next time.
This has been a podcast presented by
Hard to Find Media.
Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it.